Well, as we head towards the end of this morning's broadcast on News and Views right here on Salam Media, we are now going to take a look at Cupcakes of Hope. Now, often we make mention or we refer to our children, our grandchildren, we call them cupcakes, and they bring us just so much joy. But here we are talking about baking. Baking was a difference, and this is in the lives of children who are suffering with cancer. And we're going across now to be joined by Sandy Cipriano, founder of Cupcakes of Hope. Sandy, good morning to you, and welcome to the show. Sandy, if you could unmute your mic, please.
Good morning. I just seem to have an echo on my
Sandy,
side.
if you could unmute your mic, please. I'm not too sure if you've got another device that is on, Sandy.
Unmute your mic, please. Just give me a second.
I'm not too sure if you've got. Or are you on speaker? Is on, Sandy.
There we go. Hello, I'm back.
Okay.
Sorry about that. I seem to have had you on the background echoing in my head. Yeah. Good morning, everybody. Sorry about that.
No, that's fine, Sandy. Sandy, let's talk about Cupcakes of Hope. And, you are the founder of the organization. And just give us a bit of an insight into the organization, please.
So Cupcakes of Hope is a non-profit organization where we get the whole community together to make a difference in the lives of children with life-threatening illnesses, especially children with cancer. And as I said, we do it through our love of baking cupcakes. We have volunteers from the age of 3 right up to 90 years old. And it's such a wonderful way to get the community involved, to get families involved. You know, in some families, we've got grandmothers, mothers, and children all baking together to help children fighting cancer.
And let's talk about, baking for cancer and looking at children with cancer. And at this point in time, these are little kids, these are vulnerable children, and they require that help, they require that assistance, they need that hope, Sandy.
That is correct. So when I started this foundation, initially I started just by helping one little child. I mean, a friend of ours, her little daughter, little Kiara, was diagnosed with cancer when she was only 3 years old. And seeing what the family went through, God really put it in my heart to help families in similar situations. So I'm originally from the Vaal Triangle, and there was a newly diagnosed little boy, little Keegan. He was only 18 months old. Unfortunately, he had tumors on the spine, which meant that he became paralyzed. And unfortunately, his prognosis wasn't good. Doctors said that he wouldn't make it till his second birthday. Unfortunately, like I said, he was paralyzed. So when I reached out to the family, they literally just needed special bed mattresses to prevent bed sore, and a special car seat to prevent him falling while they were taking him to hospital. So that was my first encounter with a local patient. But what is amazing about little Keegan's story, we did a fundraiser at our restaurant and we raised 5,000 Rand. And I thought, oh, wow, what is 5,000 Rand? It sounded so little, but it made such a huge difference in Keegan's life. And I'm pleased to say that Keegan celebrated his 15th birthday last year. And I love sharing Keegan's story purely because it shows that miracles happen every single day. And yes, that was our first fundraiser at the restaurant. We raised 5,000. The following year, we did an auction. We raised 50,000 Rand. And then only the third year did we introduce cupcakes. And this is when we got the whole community together and we saw what a difference it really, really made. Like I mentioned before, the first year we only helped one patient, Keegan. Last month, Cupcakes of Hope financially assisted 241 children. The need is just growing at an alarming rate, and our youngest patient is just under the 1 year old.
Well, Sandy, wow, this is actually phenomenal to see the growth that you as Cupcakes of Hope have actually seen. And sometimes it seems just like a simple act of baking a cupcake, but one doesn't realize the impact that it has. And from what you've just described, it is having maximum impact.
It is, COVID, as you all know, affected a lot of families out there, and it affected a lot of our oncology families. The need is just growing at an alarming pace, and I'm so grateful to be on your show today, because we would like to invite your listeners, your viewers, to please reach out to Cupcakes of Hope. Literally, all it takes is to bake a batch of 24 cupcakes or 48 cupcakes. WhatsApp your friends and neighbors and work colleagues and tell them, I am baking a difference. I'm baking for cancer. Make a 10 or 15 or 20 Rand donation per cupcake. And like that, you help raise 480 Rand for children with cancer. And little by little, it does make a huge difference.
Well, it certainly does. And also, I needed to just mention one thing to you is, we are talking about child cancer, but also looking at adult cancer. And I know you've done an interview with Mark Pilgrim, who sadly passed away recently due to cancer. So I thought I'd mention that as well, Sandy.
Yes, Mark was such an amazing, amazing gentle giant, if you want to call it. And I think we were all heartbroken to hear and saddened to hear the news, but seeing him struggle and seeing him fighting as well. I mean, he was a beacon of light and a beacon of hope for so many other cancer survivors out there. And I definitely think he highlighted the road of so many cancer fighters out there that fight on their own, in their own rooms, without the world knowing what real cancer is. I mean, often when we at shopping centers, shopping malls, people will still come up to us and say, wow, I never knew cancer existed in children. I never knew children could die from cancer. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, there's over 200 different types of cancer diagnoses in children. So cancer is a reality. Mark was such an amazing supporter of our cause. He often mentioned us on the radio. He supported our initiatives. He attended some of our initiatives. I remember very clearly the one we were at Sandton City, and we created, as a fundraiser, the tallest Mandela statue cake, which was 3 meters tall, in honor of Nelson Mandela's 100th birthday. There's beautiful pictures of that on our website, but that was one of the activations I remember meeting up with Mark, him being there celebrating. He even met Keegan that day. So it was a beautiful moment for us as well to share that moment with Mark.
Yes, and Sadie, I just need to just wrap my mind around in understanding the type of support, the nature of support that you provide to these children with cancer. I know you mentioned the beds, you mentioned the car seat, but also in terms of psychological, support, because this does impact on children mentally as well. But also looking at other forms of support that these children need.
So our main focus is to try and help families financially. So the 241 patients we financially assisted last month, was paying for their nutritional meals, was paying for transport, which is a big need at the moment, just to get parents to and from hospital. We also pay medical shortfalls. We had, for instance, a family that was in arrears with some of their lab works, which was a bill of 8,000 Rand, which our Cupcake Hope Angels assisted with. So the needs are basically from nappies right up to medical needs. I mean, we've done wheelchairs and stuff like that. So that's the one side. Last month, we also delivered over 500 educational care bags to all 20 pediatric oncology wards across South Africa. And these care bags focus on fine motor skills with the children, and it's just something just to keep them busy in hospital while they're sitting there for hours and hours, either receiving treatments or fighting infections and boosting up the immune system. So again, for those listeners and viewers that are not bakers, there are other ways that you can assist. We are busy now getting ready for our next delivery for April. So if there are companies out there that would like to donate small toys, educational toys, they're more than welcome to reach out to us and support us in that way.
And all the information is on your website.
Yes, they can contact us, info@cupcakesofhope.com. BEE.org. For those that also would like to make a donation, corporate, we are BEE, you can get your Section 18A certificate as well as qualify for your BEE points by making donations to our charity.
Well, Sandy, thank you very much for that, and also for taking time out to share what you have with us this morning. We wish you well. We wish everyone that's involved with you at Cupcakes of Hope well as well, and may you stay blessed, and may you continue with this wonderful work, bringing hope and making a difference in the lives of people who need it most.
Thank you. And if I can just end off by saying, become a cupcake angel. It's by far the sweetest way to help save a life.
Thank you for that. Sandy Cipriano with us, the founder of Cupcakes of Hope this morning, right here on Salam Media, which basically brings us to the end of this morning's edition of News and Views. Once again, it's been an absolute pleasure standing in for Julie Ali this morning. We continue making dua, we continue wishing her well, and we trust and hope that she will recover quickly. Julie, you are in our duas, you are in our minds, you are in our thoughts, as are all people who are going through challenges in more ways than one. And with that, I'm signing off this morning from myself and the team. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.